As I said, he goes back over hurdles. He's got plenty of good form. He's third in a county hurdle here. Hunter View, quite a useful horse with Michael Jarvis on the flat. Jumped well enough last year. La Cordon East of Nigel Twist and Daisies. She's done absolutely nothing wrong at all. 15-2. Hibiki, now with Sarah Humphrey. Dennis O'Regan riding Hibiki. Of course, used to be with Philip Hobbs. And Higgy's boy David Batty's done well for Nicky Henderson. It's Nicky's birthday today. He's 60, a 12-1 shot. Hasn't had too much racing, but he looks quite a nice prospect.
Lithien won his only start at Kelso and then had a long time off before struggling last time out. He's got something to prove. Ruby, special occasion?
Yeah, used to be with Paul, now with Caroline Caviar. Won 2 races almost 23 months ago. Has to improve a bit.
Hallasan, good horse on the flat, place in the likes of a Chester Cup. Has had a long absence, but he's well enough handicapped if he can cope with conditions. He might ideally prefer a little bit better ground. Art Professor for Venetia Williams, having his first run in a long time. And number 10.
Macco used to be with Paul Nolan, now with Martin Keatley. He'd probably want further, likes to be dropped in and come off a strong pace. New course might suit him better than the old course.
Number 11 is My Shamwari. Looked really well, this horse. And Praxiteles, Tony McCaw's ridden a couple of winners on this one. Didn't ride him at Newbury. Ran really well last time in quite a competitive race. Shoegazer, won't mind this ground. Next pointer goes in the ground. Premier Dane, can't believe he's only 8 years old. Seems to have been going round forever. Not completely out of it, 33-1. And Monetary Fund, 9-2 favourite. Not totally convinced whether this ground might be a little bit on the sticky side for him.
After number 16 at Timmy Murphy's, struggles to get home, and I'd say Alan would love this to be run on the old course rather than the new course. And 17 is Ned Ludd for Jonathan Popham, and Richie McLaren taking the £3 off of his back at 16-1.
Yeah, he'd have a squeak too, but he's a little bit of a character, Ned Ludd.
Yeah, Ruby, you were saying this takes a little bit more getting this course than the other one.
It's the same venue, but it's got 2 completely different tracks, the old course and the new course. You can roll off the top of the hill on the old course. You most certainly cannot roll off the top of the hill on the new track. It's a lot more stamina involved, especially over hurdles. Long run from the second last to the last, and even at over 2 miles in one, you want a 2.5 miler.
And sorry, I was going to say, with that in mind, we've got little Josh runs tomorrow. I thought he was just maybe coming to the end of his tether, maybe not the other day in the Paddy Power. You know, a little bit further for him tomorrow. Would that be a concern for you?
It would be. I mean, from the time you turn in, you have an extra furlong of a climb uphill here on the new track compared to the old track. You have 2 fences in the straight. Well, you have now on the old course as well, but it is definitely more salmon than Stappen. I mean, there's horses would have won Gold Cups on the old course, like One Man and maybe Florida Pearl, if the Gold Cup had been run on that track rather than this track. It does take a lot more stamina. Yeah,
quite interesting, and all food for thought for doing your homework this evening, Jim.
I'm glad to hear you say so, John.
Particularly volatile market down here, and it's not the fact that it's very weak, it's just that perhaps not many horses are being backed, or those that are shorting up. Monetary Fund is 9-2, although in some places you can get 5-1. Arthur at 11-2. La Cordon East is weak again, into 13-2, now out to 8. Horse being backed, My Shamwari for Philip Hobbs, 14-16, now into 10. Tom on the exchanges, what do you got?
Well, that My Shamwari, certainly 18 into 12 is the price there, but money just for a few of these. Certainly at the front of the market, 2-way go for favouritism now between Monetary Fund and Ather. Monetary Fund solid, just clinging on there, but certainly a move for Ather, as there is for Praxiteles, and one at a bigger price, back over hurdles. The top weight Cockney Trucker into right now around about 17 and 18-1 on Betfair. Cockney Trucker supported in from around about a pony 25-1.
Favourite back to 9-2. Monetary Fund 9-2.
9-2 the favourite. Monetary Fund. Eye catchers for lads in the paddock. My Shamwari, bit of money for that as well. Higgy's Boy got the tick from Simon Holt on the way to post. So My Shamwari and Ather, they're the ones they want on the exchanges. And Praxiteles and Ather, indeed.
Lovely name.
Well, a complicated and competitive handicap hurdle to open things up with. And the man calling them and the rest of the races this afternoon, Simon Holt.
Thank you, Al. Afternoon, everybody, and good to be back jump racing, especially here at Cheltenham. And what a competitive looking handicap hurdle this is. The market really saying it all. It's not an outstanding form chance in the race. Horses like Monetary Fund, who ran well last time out. Arthur, though I think Ruby's point is well made. He just struggles to get home a little bit. Shoegazer, David Pipe's second runner with Danny Cook aboard might be an interesting one. Danny taking £3 off Shoegazer. And it'll be interesting to see how well these get home. The earlier race, it appeared that conditions were sapping enough. So about to face the starter for this, the Caspian Caviar handicap hurdle. It's over 2 miles and 1 furlong and 8 flights to be crossed. And hoping for a first timer, and they're away with Cockney Trucker on the near side of Arthur, and then a couple of lengths back to Praxiteles towards the inside. Hunter View in the headgear and the green sleeves. Ned Ludd on the near side is there as well, but Cockney Trucker led at the first, all safely over. Mokeu is some way detached at the rear of the field. Shoegazer is held up towards the rear as well, and so Cockney Trucker, who jumped with little confidence over fences at Ascot last time out, back to hurdles today. Cockney Trucker from Arthur, Hunter View, and then Art Professor just behind Ned Ludd towards the outside. Premier Dane tracks the leaders in red with yellow epaulets. Praxiteles towards the inside, and then L'Accordioniste in the centre. Special Occasion out wide. Cockney Trucker weaving around going to that flight. Further back in the field in red and white is Monetary Fund, followed by My Shamwari, Livy into the outside, Halassan, Hibiki Higgy's Boy, and then Shoegazer and Mokeu last of all. Be about 15-20 lengths first to last, and it's Cockney Trucker that continues to make it, racing towards the back straight. Cockney Trucker and Richard Johnson. The top weight here leads by about 3 lengths to Arthur and Hunter View second and third. Up the inside is Premier Dane, the inside of Art Professor and Ned Ludd from in the pink jacket Special Occasion. As they clear the next flight, leader not totally fluent. Praxiteles remains up the inside behind Premier Dane. As we check the SPs, Monetary Fund going off the 9-2 favourite. Arthur and L'Accordioniste next in the betting at 6-1. Cockney Trucker on the near side, on the far side Ned Ludd, green sleeves, checkered body Hunter View. Arthur in the noseband up the inside right there, and then Art Professor in a white cap. Monetary Fund on the outside, red and white jacket, close up from Special Occasion. Then L'Accordioniste and Liffey in, and Halassan has blundered the rider away there. Halassan gets rid of Brian Hughes as they continue on the far side of the course. Cockney Trucker continues to make it. Monetary Funds out wide of Ned Ludd, Hunter View and Arthur on the right there, right in contention under Timmy Murphy, Premier Dane and Art Professor. Then Special Occasion and Livy in, all these quite well grouped together as they jump this. This is 3 out, still a good 3/4 of a mile from the finish though. Praxiteles up the inside, and then My Shamwari and Ruby. Arthur's been ridden quite well forward here.
Yeah, I suppose maybe they're taking the opinion that he's not going to get home from the front, he's not going to get home from the back. Wouldn't be the way I'd be doing it, but I'm not riding him.
Yes, interesting tactics from Timmy Murphy. Arthur, who has struggled to get home in the past. Strong travelling horse and travelling strongly at the moment. Cockney Trucker leading the way. Arthur on the inside of Monetary Fund, and then Ned Ludd and Art Professor, and out wide Special Occasion right there. Premier Dane round the inside, then Hunter View, Livy in. My Shamwari is going all right in a pink jacket, chasing up the leaders, and then Praxiteles over the next Cockney Trucker away to the right there. Arthur with plenty of room up the inside if good enough. Then Monetary Fund and Special Occasion trying to get on terms with them, and they're followed by Premier Dane in about 5th place. Praxiteles, Art Professor in the white cap, Shoegazers staying on from the rear. Cockney Trucker leading them in, but it's a really long run to the final flight here, an exhausting run to the last, and Cockney Trucker leads to Arthur. Monetary Fund is hard ridden in that red and white jacket. Then Praxiteles staying on eye-catchingly now in the blue and white hoops with Premier Dane and Shoegazer on the far side. This could all change. Cockney Trucker still just leading the way at the last jink though, and Praxiteles and Monetary Fund joining in. Then L'Accordioniste staying on the far side, brown sleeves with Premier Dane in the red jacket. It's Praxiteles on the near side of Monetary Fund. Then on the far side, L'Accordioniste and Premier Dane. Higgy's Boy running on. L'Accordioniste is staying on the best now, and L'Accordioniste does it best up the hill. Tight second, Praxiteles on the near side of Premier Dane. Higgy's Boy was fairly flying on the far side. Then Monetary Fund and Cockney Trucker. Arthur, Shoegazer, Art Professor and Special Occasion. Hunter View and My Shamwari. And then Hibiki, who never got into it, from Livy in, and Ned Ludd, and Mokeu was always out the back. Well, we saw